Good morning, everybody. Franchise Kid here, coming to you on the 9th of March with another fixed blade outdoor knife review. And this one was new to me, and it may be new to you as well. In fact, the entire line is new to me. The entire company is new to me. So before I brought you the review, I wanted to do a little bit of research on this company. I was pretty impressed with what I found, and wanted to take a little bit of a loan out on a knife, the Javalina. I don't know what it is about that word or the name that makes me want to pronounce it like that, Javalina. I think that's how the company wants you to pronounce it as well. They give you a little spelling on the Entrek USA website of Javalina. I just want to keep saying that word. But what I was looking for was a little bit different criteria this time when I wanted to review a knife, and what I'm turning to and what I'm looking to support more and more each passing day are not so much custom knife makers, but any knife maker, small business and other, made in the good old US of A. And that is not a knock against foreign knife makers or producers, as they can produce some really high quality stuff, certainly comparable with what's produced in the USA, but it's not so much a knock on them as it is a support for our country and the small business that is constantly under attack these days. So Entrek USA, check out their website. Pretty cool website. They give a little detail on the company, and it's owned by a gentleman by the name, and I hope I don't mispronounce his last name. I believe it's Ray Ennis, E-N-N-I-S, who's been making knives since 1973. And I think, if my research proves right, he's been credited with one of the first tactical knives on the market. And this again is the Entrek Javalina, and as you can see, made in the good old USA. This is the box that it comes in. Let's get down to the knife. I was very impressed opening this box, and I'll tell you why. This is the first thing you see when you open the box. Pretty neat, huh? I like that a lot. That's pretty stand-up. I think that's pretty cool to see right on top of the box. If this thing fails for any reason, we will repair it and replace it at no cost. I like that. I like that a lot. If you're going to be out, if you're going to invest a lot of money into a knife, and a lot of money to me is, you know, pretty much anything over the $75 mark. If you're going to invest a lot of money in a knife and you're going to put it through hard use, you want to make sure that that the customer service is top notch, and you want to make sure that the maker is going to stand behind the warranty. So here we go. Here's the knife. My first impressions on this knife was, wow, is it light but sturdy? And I always want to start with the sheath, so I will take this out first. Oh, what a beautiful knife. What a sleeper knife this is. Beautiful, beautiful blade. Oh, I love knives. All right, here we go. Very, very simple Kydex sheath, and what I notice is that this rides somewhat high on your hip. So if you like that, if you don't like that, that's what you're going to get. So just be prepared for that. And this is a very, very simple setup, as you can tell. There's nothing real fancy about this. The knife is held pretty decently inside of the sheath, and I noticed that most people's complaints about this knife was about the sheath and not the knife. And I think that's what I found as well. The sheath is very simple. I don't want to say it's cheaply made, but it's thin Kydex. It looks adequate, but I'm not sure I'm not sure it locks the knife in there. I mean, you can see with minimal effort, you can take this thing out. Now, again, is that going to bother a lot of people? Well, it depends on what you use this knife for, and I'll get into that in a second. But again, you've got a very plain Kydex sheath, nothing complex about it, nothing complicated. You've got your eyelet holes in it to do some lashing if you'd like. There's your belt clip. Again, nothing fancy, pretty simple setup. Some people will like that, some people will complain about it. This will ride high. You can see it does a decent job of locking the knife in there, but again, you can separate it out with pretty much ease. So that's the sheath. Am I unimpressed with it? I guess I have to be honest and say, yeah, a little bit. Comparable offerings in this price range, and from what I've seen, This knife will run anywhere around $100. The lowest I've seen is around 90. The highest is about 120. So this knife will run right in that $100 range. If you're going to spend $100 on a knife, I just think you should get something a little bit better than sort of a cheap plasticky Kydex sheath. But that's just me. Some people may disagree. I found sheaths to be very, very personal, much like the knife. But let's get right down to the knife. I'll give you some specs on it, and you can check these out online as well. I'm not going to spend too much time on the specs. 4 5/16 inch long blade, 440C steel, which is the best of the 440 line. Again, I am no steel expert. Other people can justify that or correct me on that, but you've got a 440A, a 440B, and a 440C. 440A is what you see a lot of the cheaper than dirt and some of those knives made out of. It's just a, it's a durable steel, but very cheap to buy, inexpensive to produce. The 440C is much better, and from what I've seen and from what I've read, 17% chromium is added to this to make this very durable. So again, what you have on this is a sharp knife, very, very sharp knife out of the box, and a knife that's going to withstand rust and corrosion. It is a stainless steel, so 440C is a stainless instead of a high carbon. But again, basically a little over 4¼ inch long blade. You've got 3/16 inch on this full tang all the way back. Nice strong spine on that. So you've almost got a full 1/4 inch blade on that, and I really, really like that width of a spine. 3/16 and 1/4 inch thick are quickly becoming my favorite spine width. They're just durable. They don't add a ton of weight, but they add a lot of strength to these outdoor knives, and that's what I wanted to get into real quick. The use or the role that I see this knife playing is really and I don't want to use the term basic to have it be confused with something overly simplistic, but this is going to be a really, really basic outdoor bushcraft hunting, skinning knife. Overall field blade is how I would describe it. You're going to take down a whole forest with this thing? Of course not. That's reserved for larger blade survival knives, axes, hatchets, etc. But boy, you could do a great job skinning with this. Look at the sweep on this. Look at the belly. You've got a little bit of a drop point. Very sharp point on this. Very nice sweep. Very adequate belly. If you were going to do some skinning on this, again, the spine and the spine width of 3/16, the full tang design all the way back, the black micarta handles, which are nice and durable, riveted in. That's going to give you a lot of durability. That's going to give you a lot of strength. If you're going to be splitting wood, you need to make a shelter, you need to make a fire. So a great medium-sized survival knife.